This is what we found. Left, bottom, huge block. The top of the block has the same texture like the moon pyramid, and we concluded that we are talking about the same builders and probably the same time of the building. So we have a terrace, sandstone, clay layers, terrace, sandstone, clay, terrace, and so on. This block here is 4 meters and 40 centimeters long, 170 wide, 63 centimeters thick. The weight is 23,600 kilo, about 24 tons. Now, in order to lift 24 tons, if a man can lift in average 50 kilos, we would need about 500 people to lift this space here. Now, how can we put 500 people around this block? Hardly. But, I asked last year one of the tourists, okay, how would you put 500 people around this block? He said, well, I would put 200 on this side, 200 there, and 50 on the ends. Next to this guy, there is another block, about 20 tons, 15 tons, 8 tons, and so on and so forth. These are the biggest stone blocks in southern Europe, that they are built into an ancient structure. We discovered this 2 years ago, the pyramids 3 years ago. Last year, I'm going to show you what we discovered last year. Bosnia is becoming a superpower, at least on the archaeological map. One of the interesting artifacts that we found on the top of one of the terraces here is this sandstone foot with the 5 toes. It matches a male shoes number of 36. Well, if this was rather short guy, probably 1.5 meters, and that might explain how you would put 500 people around that block. Under the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids, there is a network of the underground tunnels. 3 years ago when I wrote my book, I said, well, we're going to find the network of the tunnels. And it was based on my experience with, let's say, Step Pyramid in Saqqara. Maybe you know that there is the whole maze, a labyrinth of the tunnel, just under one pyramid in Egypt. And Teotihuacan, of course, has the network of the tunnels. The Giza pyramids has those tunnels. I said, we're going to find one in Visoko. That's the name of the town here. And people were saying, oh, it's impossible. Maybe you can find some natural caves or, some coal mining or something like that. But instead, we found one of the entrances a year and a half ago. We barely could make it inside. In the meantime, for the last 12 months, we widened it, so now it's almost 2 meters high. And we put a wooden support, so it will be safe for the visitors and the researchers. This entrance is about 2.5 kilometers from the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. This is how they looked like in the beginning. So what we were doing, we cleaned a little bit to the left, to the right, and from the bottom. And then we put the wooden support. And that's exactly how it looks like today. Now, when we started cleaning the existing tunnel, we found out that with the main tunnel, there is a bunch of side tunnels, like this one here at 45 degrees, another one here to the left at 90 degrees, another one here. Now, this one here is for some reason sealed off, a fill-in material, and then stones that form the dry wall. Why would somebody seal off one of the side tunnels? Then another side tunnel was also blocked off. This is the profile of the tunnel, fill-in material. We have the blocks. We have mineral water. And another one, just this one is much longer than the others. This one is 3.5 meters long, the dry wall. And it sealed 3 side tunnels. One is here, the other one is there, the third one is here. Now, this tunnel network opens several questions, several mysteries. Who built the network underground, 20 meters underground? And that network goes for tens of kilometers in all directions. And the second question, why would somebody come during either the same civilization or later on and blocked 99% of the side tunnels? Right now we don't have the answer. What we are finding in those tunnels is pretty amazing. Under the conglomerate material, we are finding some stones that they are sticking out a little bit, 10, 15 centimeters. So what we started doing was, we started removing the conglomerate, like in this case. You see, about 10, 15 centimeters. And then we started removing the conglomerate, which has been here for thousands and thousands of years. Obviously, at some point in time, the tunnel system was under the water. When? We are not quite sure when, but a long, long time ago. Because this conglomerate, it takes not only thousands, maybe tens of thousands of years to form, to be so compact. It's not millions of years, we know that, but tens of thousands of years, probably yes. So this is a process of uncovering one of the blocks. He is almost completely cleaned. But now what we found on the surface was rather amazing. We found carved symbols. This one is rather obvious. It's an arrow. It shows direction. This one, we don't know what it represents. Something like letter C with the bottom line. A few more lines here. On this particular block, we found about 50 symbols. It's 2.5 meters long, 140 wide, 40 centimeters thick. It weighs about 7 tons. Who brought that piece inside? And it is about 200 meters from the entrance. Okay, these are the symbols that we found here. This is an arrow which I was showing you, and something like letter C. But a lot others. What they represent? Pyramids, rivers, directions, letters, we don't know. But these are the signs of literacy. Obviously somebody was literate in Bosnia a long time ago. You too, I was sleepy yesterday also when I came. So, what do we have here? We have this stone block which has been covered for tens of thousands of years. As a matter of fact, we did a C14 analysis just recently. We sent 3 pieces of the wood that we found in the conglomerate material. One to the Polish lab, one to the Kiel, Germany, and we got results from both labs. And the third one we are expecting from Oxford. The first 2 labs, their result match. And it will be a sensational discovery when we announce that in August. But this will be the definite proof of the oldest traces of literacy in Europe. So European and the world history will have to be rewritten. As a matter of fact, on this project, what we are doing? First, we are proving that the first pyramids do exist in Europe, and of all countries in little tiny Bosnia. Secondly, these pyramids are the biggest, the largest on the planet. You don't build the largest structures in some remote area. You always build them for some reason. Bosnia will become very important, but this time not because of bad news, but the opposite. Number 3, we have the most extensive, the biggest network underground ever built on the planet. And number 4, we probably have the oldest literacy on the planet. Probably that's the reason why Philip called this one of the most controversial discoveries. Let me read that. I got this today for his conference in November. Sam Osmanagic, the man who discovered the Bosnian Valley of the Pyramids, Osmanagic has organized one of the largest and most controversial archaeological excavation on Earth. So maybe he was right. This is rather controversial. Another tunnel, 3.5 meters high. The whole valley is in the tunnels. More tunnels. The ceiling, beautiful plate. like it was either poured there or they found this sandstone. Artifacts, we found a stone, maybe wheel,